Welcome to Bedtime Sleepy Stories, dear listeners, where gentle tales lull you into dreams. Snuggle under your blankets, let the world fade, and sip something warm, perhaps chamomile, like our Victorian friends. Tonight, we drift into the misty parlors of the Willow Vale Society, where tea and whispers summon kind spirits. If you love these soothing stories, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment sharing where you're watching and what time it is. Your words connect us across the globe, like teacups shared in moonlight. Now, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let the story carry you to sleep. The Invitation. In 1887 London, where gas lamps glowed like drowsy stars, Clara Wren received a letter. Sealed with emerald wax, it invited her to a midnight tea séance at Willow Vale House, Hampstead Heath. The Willow Vale Society, a quirky club, promised gentle revelations over chamomile. Clara, a librarian fond of folklore, felt a sleepy thrill. That night, she wandered the heath, finding an ivy-draped manor. Candlelight spilled softly, warm as a lullaby. The butler, with obsidian eyes, murmured, "Welcome," guiding her upstairs. The air smelled of lavender, calming her. Teacups clinked faintly, promising quiet mysteries. The parlor of whispers. The parlor glowed with candelabras, their light dancing on damask walls. 7 society members sat around a rosewood table, holding willow-painted teacups. Lady Beatrice, silver-haired, poured Clara chamomile, her voice soft as moth wings. "We seek gentle spirits," she said. The tea warmed Clara's hands, easing her into a plush chair. Pendulum clock ticked like a heartbeat. Members, Mr. Percival, a botanist, Miss Eliza, a poetess, smiled knowingly. They offered tea to spirits, a peaceful gesture. Clara sipped, the floral notes soothing her. A breeze stirred the curtains, though windows were shut. "They're near," Eliza whispered. Clara's eyelids drooped, the room rocking her toward sleep. The first séance. Beatrice dimmed the candles, casting an amber glow. The group held hands, their warmth steady. "We call the gentle ones," Beatrice hummed. Clara closed her eyes, tea's warmth in her chest. The air grew heavy, scented with bergamot and roses. A soft tap sounded, like a knock beneath the table. Clara's breath slowed, her mind a leaf on a stream. "Who joins our tea?" Eliza asked. A name formed, Margaret, a 1832 seamstress. No chills, just a warm presence. Percival poured her a cup, placing it at an empty chair. "For Margaret," he said. Clara felt drowsy curiosity, the séance rhythm lulling her, the room a cocoon of peace. Margaret's tale. The group invited Margaret's story, their voices velvet soft. Clara, half dreaming, felt her presence like a shawl. Margaret shared images, sewing lace by candlelight, humming hymns, sipping chamomile from a chipped cup. She stitched for a duchess, finding joy in dawn's light. The society nodded, listening as if she sat among them. Clara pictured her worn hands, feeling kinship. The clock ticked slower, blending with teaspoon clinks. No spectacle, just tea and silence, letting Margaret's tale unfold like a lullaby. Clara sank into the chair, her thoughts softening. A whispered "thank you" brushed her ear, and she smiled, drifting closer to sleep in the parlor's glow. The ritual of tea. Tea was the society's sacred ritual. They brewed chamomile, lavender, or peppermint, chosen for calm. Tonight, Rosehip's tangy scent filled the parlor. Tea bridges the living and departed, Percival said, steeping crimson water. Clara watched the act meditative. Each member chose a cup, Eliza's gold-rimmed, Percival's chipped, Clara's ivy-painted. They sipped in unison, warmth spreading like a tide. Spirits, they believed, joined this ritual drawn to comfort. Clara imagined ghostly hands holding cups, a soothing thought. Her breaths deepened, the tea lulling her into a hazy glow. The room's shadows blurred, rocking her gently. The ritual felt like a shared dream, its simplicity pulling her toward slumber. The second spirit. As tea cooled, candles flickered, shadows swaying like willows. Beatrice invited another spirit, her voice a murmur. Clara sensed Thomas, a 1845 bookseller. His story came, dusty tomes, ink-stained fingers, peppermint tea sipped by lamplight. He spoke of a hidden poetry book in his shop's attic. The society listened, faces glowing. Eliza scribbled, her pencil a distant whisper. Clara pictured the book, yellowed and fragrant, soothing her. Percival poured Thomas a cup, steam curling. Clara's body sank, her mind floating. The clock's ticks faded, Thomas's tale a lullaby. His presence felt like a friend nearby, warm and unhurried. Clara's eyes fluttered, the parlor's glow blurring as she drifted deeper into peace. The Willow Vale's origins. Beatrice shared the society's history. Founded in 1860 by Widow Evelyn, it sought spirits for solace, not thrills. Evelyn offered tea and kindness to lonely ghosts, hosting séances in this manner. It grew, attracting Percival, who studied spectral botany, and Eliza, who wrote for spirits. Clara listened, head resting, the story a gentle stream. The manor, on a quiet heath, held Evelyn's energy. Members listened, never summoned, letting spirits choose. Clara felt the wall's history, warm as her tea. Her breath slowed, the clock's ticks lulling her. Evelyn's tale was a bedtime story, wrapping Clara in calm. Her thoughts blurred, the manor's shadows rocking her toward dreams. The third guest. Candles burned low, and a new presence stirred, scented with vanilla. Clara sensed Agnes, a 1870 baker. Agnes shared, kneading dough, flour on her apron, lavender tea for her children Tadagusr. She spoke of a honey cake recipe for sleepless nights. The society leaned in, glowing. "Tell us more," Eliza murmured. Clara pictured the bakery, warm with oven heat, shelves of golden loaves. The image soothed her breath slowing. Percival poured Agnes a cup, steam curling. Clara's mind drifted, the séance rocking her like a boat. Agnes's presence was a warm blanket, her story blending with the parlor's glow. Clara's eyes closed, the haze pulling her toward sleep. The art of listening. "Spirits need ears that care," Beatrice said, her voice a breeze. The society listened without interrupting. Percival nodding, Eliza scribbling, the butler attentive. Clara tried, hearing the clocks tick, teapots gurgle, her shawls rustle. The act was meditative, drawing her into tranquility. Spirits responded, their presence clear yet gentle. Clara's thoughts slowed, like pebbles in a pond. Listening became a ritual, as soothing as tea. Her body melted into the chair, the parlor's warmth a quilt. The spirits seemed lulled, too, their stories weaving into Clara's dreams. Her eyelids drooped, the room's glow fading as she sank deeper. The fourth spirit. Candles flickered, and Clara sensed Edmund, a 1855 clockmaker. His story ticked, polishing gears, winding springs, sipping peppermint. He spoke of an unfinished clock with star carvings. What did the stars mean? Eliza asked softly. Clara pictured the clock, glowing at midnight, hypnotic. Percival poured Edmund a cup, steam blending with candlelight. Clara's body sank, her mind a feather. Edmund's tale was a lullaby, gears, stars, tea, pulling her to sleep. The parlor swayed, shadows inviting. Her breaths matched the clock's rhythm, Edmund's presence warm. Clara's eyes closed, the glow blurring as she drifted into dreams. The tea table's magic. The rosewood table, etched with willows, was the séance heart. Carved by Evelyn's brother, it held spirit memories. Clara's fingers traced its warmth, each teacup anchoring a presence. No Ouija boards, just tea and scones. This simplicity was magic, making séances cozy. Clara sipped cool, fragrant tea, feeling the table's heartbeat. The room softened, the clock's ticks distant. She pictured spirits at the table, smiling over cups. Her eyelids drooped, the table humming a lullaby. Its wood whispered stories, pulling Clara toward slumber in the manor's glow. The fifth spirit. A soft sigh brought Lydia, a 1865 governess. She shared, teaching by lamplight, reading fairy tales, brewing chamomile. She spoke of a lost locket from a pupil. Where did you teach? Eliza whispered. Clara pictured the schoolroom, desks worn, books neat. The image calmed, her breath steady. Percival poured Lydia a cup, steam like a dream. The séance felt like a shared dream, each spirit a thread. Clara's eyes closed, the parlor fading. Lydia's presence was an embrace, guiding Clara to sleep, her thoughts dissolving. The manor's secrets, Beatrice shared. Willow Vale House, built from ancient oaks, stood on a ley line, drawing spirits. Its ivy-framed windows let in moonlight, casting lace patterns. Relics, books, portraits, a cracked teapot whispered stories. Clara felt the energy, a hum beneath the floor. Her ivy-painted cup glowed faintly. The manor's history was a lullaby, rocking her. Her thoughts softened, tea and wax scents blending. The society's care made it a haven. Clara's breaths deepened, the manor's warmth a blanket, her mind slipping into dreams. The final spirit. Candles burned to stubs, and Rose, a 1880 florist, arrived. She shared, arranging lilies, sipping lavender, weaving crowns. She spoke of a hidden rose garden. What grew there? Eliza asked. Clara pictured glowing petals, their scent soothing. Percival poured Rose a cup, steam a sigh. Clara's thoughts floated, Rose's story a wave to sleep. The séance rhythm, soft voices, tea cradled her. Rose's presence was warm, Clara's eyes closing as the parlor faded into a dreamy glow. The dawn farewell. Candles out, moonlight remained. Beatrice thanked the spirits, her voice a farewell. Clara felt them linger like reluctant friends. The society rose, teacups clinking. They invited Clara back, their smiles warm. The butler guided her out, the heath quiet under dawn's stars. Clara walked home, the letter in her shawl. Stories, Margaret's lace, Thomas's books, Agnes's bread, Edmund's clock, Lydia's locket, Rose's garden, wove like a lullaby. Her bed welcomed her, blankets soft. As she drifted, the willow veil's tea and whispers cradled her into dreams.